Hello, lovelies. Today is the last day of the Mayan year, yellow electric seed. I've had such a bizarre day, I can't even tell you, about twists and turns and places that I could not find and places that clearly I was not meant to go. And that's very much where I'm at, winding up my own end of year. In terms of my birthday's coming up soon in Leo on the 18th of August. And it'll be the start of a new 13-year cycle for me in Yellow Human. So seeing what is manifest. So today is Sunday, July the 24th, 2022. And tomorrow will be the day out of time, which will be yellow electric star. And then we have the start of the new year in red self-existing moon, which is also an Akashic record portal day. So a profound year ahead of being self-existing. And because this is a planetary energy and we're repeating these cycles, the last time it was red self-existing moon was back in 1970. So if you were around on the planet back then and I was 5, then you're revisiting this time for you. I'm just going to share my ebook with you. So just going back with the ebook, you can see this cycle began on the 19th of May. And the first 52 days are listed here. It began in a spectral moon, letting go energy. And when we start the new year on the 26th of July, we're going to be back to the beginning again of magnetic moon. So in that time period, we're going to be looking at what we are attracting around authenticity and being the beacon of light, and what we're going to be working with for the next 13 moons. Today is Blue Lunar Hand, and it's the second day of the White World Bridger wave spell. And the 13-year cycle that we're in is White Wizard. So whenever we're in a 13-year cycle, we are in the wave spells of the white refinement energy. So you can work with that on a global level, and you can also work with that on a personal level, the more that you know about your personal code. So today, for example, I am 32, and I've just been watching home videos over the past couple of days around that time when I had just become a mum, and seeing myself watching me back in time, that version of me, and what my hopes and dreams were, and how that worked out for me, and how certain things didn't work out, and how that made me feel then, and how it makes me feel now. So again, we're constantly changing and shaping our destiny, and that's very much what Blue Hand is about. When I was 32, which was 1997, it's looking at the emotional story that was happening then for me, because Lunar is all about our moon story. It's about the emotional story of our mothers that we're repeating in some way. And again, we are expressing different aspects of our family tree, our genealogy, and focusing on changing significant sacred feminine energy and ways of being. Whenever we're in a white 13-day cycle, this is about refinement of the previous 13 days, the previous 13 years, and truth, the north. Red begins in the east with the dawn and the rising sun, which again can be looking at our own personal rising sign, and then how to refine. And of course, each 13-day, 13-year process has its own energy as well. Whenever we get to a day 2 in the first red 13 days, which is the awakening process, we can look at how that day 2 fits in with the previous 52-day cycle. When we get to the white, it's the same, day 2. So with blue hand, we can look at the previous. So with the red Skywalker, day 2 was white wizard. So we were looking at the 1st of June to the 13th of June. And again, this is how you can use this to really drill down and look at what was happening then. This is, of course, complex and lots of detail here. The more that we become an expert on these codes and cross-reference them, the more we can work on a deeper level for transformation, which is what Blue Hand is all about. Learning healing arts and using the tools to help transform ourselves in order to open new gateways. Blue Hand is a 7th mind sign, and it's the top of the pyramid. So in terms of the 7 steps, it's a mystic, it's a vibrational point of resonance, how to change our resonance so that our lower resonation with our pain body, with our emotional story, can be transformed and healed, so we change our vibe and we behave differently. So Blue Hand, what was happening for you the 14th of June to the 26th of June? That was working towards the summer solstice and including the summer solstice on the 21st of June. What were you doing on planet Earth back then? And so I know I was experiencing lots of ancient places and experiences traveling through Ringwood and Avebury. Avebury being one of my favourite places, my favourite sacred site of the goddess. So looking at old videos, photographs is a great way of time travelling and being able to see and experience ourselves again. Back then, what mindsets did we have? What did we want to manifest? What was driving us as a human being? Way back then, I had no clue about anything that was going to happen to me around astrology for my own calendar. I had no reference to any spirituality, but already I was watching myself at a house where I was pet sitting with my son, and that was the first place I discovered a great book, What Doctors Don't Tell You, which was in alignment with what was to come later on in our lives, and starting to look at health in a very different way. We've always been held, we've always been guided through these key times, switched on, navigated at the perfect time, as long as we'd heed that and explore that. And of course, if you're listening to this, then I'm sure this is true for you. So today we have the waning moon. We're going to have a new moon in Leo later on in the week. More of that later on. But for now, today we have got the moon is in waning Gemini at 17 degrees. I'm just going to read you that as we begin the new year. We're going to be in a dark moon, and as I say, more of that later. I'll make another recording then. So remember, with the waning moon, it's about what's seeking release. With Gemini, how we co-create, how we relate, what our belief system is. And remembering that the universe is always showing us ourselves and the persona that we've created, the belief system that we've created, and how we live in the world, which we experienced in the previous 13 days with Red Skywalker. What creates hell for us, what creates heaven for us. Sometimes that's individual preferences, but we have shared human being perspectives too, as to what's healthy for human beings. Gemini 17, a magic coin that has only one side. Bland realism is a complete cover-up, masquerading in whichever style and form disarms and deflects and confuses and confounds. Preferring to portray yourself as plain, straightforward, and as basic as can be. The ruse is that if you consistently blow yourself up to be a commonsensical character, people shall look at you lightly. No probing. This frees up the subconscious mind to frolic impetuously, almost randomly. And if anybody ever inquired into the motivating spark behind the subconscious play and abandon, you would find a future soul discovering ways to entertain itself and keep it going, but exceedingly aware of the tides of events, awaiting the first cue to explode the personality and get on with the future for real. So today is a great day to reflect back on how you've been shaping your destiny in this Mayan year of the yellow electric seed. Remember that this cycle began in 2019, and that was building on the previous cycle of red moon, which was from 2006 to 2018. So you think back to what you were awakening to then, and now what you've been refining, all your empowerment issues, what stops you being authentic and a beacon of light, what fear stories were coming up at that time, what were you discovering about yourself and your family and your way of being, your culture, and how are you connecting to that now? Realizing that everything that seems to be getting in the way, everything that seems to be the problem, all the triggers, they are the solution. They are the gateways to step through. So the cards today, the Mayan Oracle, is Greater Cycles, number 9. Number 9 being Red Moon, of course, the Mayan sign of Red Moon. And the major arcana today is the Devil, which is number 15. It can feel like a salmon swimming upstream at times if you're trying to navigate against the masses of human consciousness who aren't yet awake and are following the old patterns. You could be experiencing that in your own family, at work, in your village, in your town. And so just take a moment to give yourself a huge hug. It's okay to feel scared at times, to feel anxious, to feel angry, sad. Just let those emotions come and be felt. In order to create new worlds, we have to have courage We have Leo at 1 degrees today. We are always held, we are always loved. It's only our egoic mind that doesn't believe that because of experiences that we've had. And so these reflections where we don't feel loved and respected, that's not about us on one level. It's simply a repeating story, it's our cultural story. We will complete our story here, regardless of a person. These are scripts that we've already chosen. These are challenges that we came here to do. As one person disappears, as one experience disappears, another will reappear in its place. Remember, this is about the childhood story and healing it and learning new ways. So it's constantly walking the path and having the courage and faith in yourself. We're navigating our path back to the stars using these amazing tools. I hope you've had an amazing year of realizing your starseed and beginning the alchemical process, expanding that process to begin new beginnings. Lots of love to you on your journey, and let's have huge hope for our future. It is down to us after all, and it's already written. Lots of love.